Dropping safety behaviours as part of real life exposure practice. The safety behaviours may seem unimportant, but they're actually a huge part of why you never learn that your catastrophic predictions don't happen. Most people think, but a safety behaviour, if it helps me feel better, what's wrong with that? It can't be that bad. It can't be doing much harm. But actually, it really is keeping your fear on hold. It's maintaining the cycles of fear. So you can drop your safety behaviours as part of your exposure practice. And again, the key is to do it gradually. So let's look again at safety behaviour cycle. Let's use this illustration. So top cartoon, somebody with rapid heartbeat. Why is my heart beating so fast? First thing, misinterpret. Maybe I'm having a heart attack, stroke, whatever. Oh, I don't like this. So what do? Safety behaviour. You lie down. You think that's the first thing you think. I better lie down, just in case, right? So you can see that you're really reaffirming your belief that there's something seriously wrong with you. Because you're saying, I have to lie down. That's how bad this is. I need to lie down. And lo and behold, the panic dies down. Eventually. But you see what I put in brackets there? As it would have anyway. Panic always dies down. How many panic attacks have you had? You've maybe had quite a few. They've always died down. Eventually. But because you did the safety behaviour at the peak of your anxiety and then the anxiety dropped, you mistakenly assume that it was the safety behaviour, the fact that you lay down was the reason the anxiety came down. So you logically think that's the only reason that my catastrophic prediction didn't happen was because I lay down. Thank goodness I lay down. Who knows what would have happened otherwise? Can you see how powerful a thing that leaves in your head? So obviously you didn't learn that you could have coped with a panic and that the feared consequences would not have happened. You just don't learn that because you're still thinking, well, if I hadn't laid down, I don't know what would have happened. So this means your fear of panic attacks is completely maintained, 100%, maybe even increased, because you've added to your thoughts, this is so frightening, I didn't like that at all, who knows what would have happened, I wouldn't be able to cope, what if I panic when I'm out, what if that happens in another time, what if it happens when nobody's here, I better get somebody to stay with me. Do you see what happens? So safety behaviours, really get you caught up in the cycle of fear. Safety behaviours fall into two categories. On the left hand side, daily life safety behaviours. So these are things that you might do just continuously in your daily life all the time. For example, you might always, no matter where you are, avoid hot drinks because you think that makes you feel too hot and it'll make you sweat and that might trigger anxiety. You might avoid physical exertion because you think that will increase your heart rate, and if your heart rate increases, again, that might trigger some panic. You might always carry a mobile phone. Obviously, you think that if you've got the mobile phone, if, as you think, some terrible catastrophe happens to you, you'll be able to phone somebody to come and rescue you. You might avoid TV programs that you think trigger anxiety. You might try to make sure that you get enough sleep. A lot of people do that. They think, I've got to get the exact amount of sleep because if I don't, I'll feel tired the next day, and if I feel tired, that might trigger anxiety, and so on. You might always have to be surrounded by distraction and noise, having a TV or a radio on. A lot of people are like that. As soon as they wake up in the morning, radio's on. They go downstairs, TV on. In the car, radio on. They don't want to have any silence for any length of time in case that opens up anxiety for them. So to drop everyday safety behaviours, again, you create a list of the safety behaviours, arrange the list in order of least dependent upon to most, and then you simply experiment with dropping these every day as you go about your daily life. So we'll look at examples in the next few pages. The second category is situation-specific safety behaviours. So these are safety behaviours you might use in a specific situation, for instance, a shopping centre. So in that shopping centre, if you ever go into it, you might stay near the exit. You'll always avoid the busy times, so you'll go during the day when you feel there's hardly anybody in it, so you get in and out. You may only go to the shopping centre with someone. And you may stay, you'll probably find out where all the seats are in the shopping centre, all the exits, and you'll make sure that you stay as close to those as you possibly can. And if you go into a shop, you stay near the door so that you feel if something happens, I can get out quickly. So dropping these safety behaviours, you drop these when you're conducting your behavioural experiments, your graduated exposure practice with external situations. So again, make a list of the safety behaviours, arrange the list in order of least dependent upon to most, and then you can start dropping them. And you'll use this list for your graduated exposure worksheet. Page 45 is an example of a daily life safety behaviours hierarchy. And before you would have got to this point, you would have written down all your safety behaviours randomly and then rated them for level of dependency from 0 to 10, and then reordered them from least dependent upon to most. And that's how you're going to work your way through them very, very gradually. On page 46, then, there's an example of a safety behaviours hierarchy for a specific situation. Okay, so in this case, it's the shopping centre. Again, you just write all your safety. You just think about going into the shopping centre, think about all the things you do, just write them down as they come into your head. And then you rate them for your level of dependency on them from 0 to 10, and you reorder the list so that you can start with the least dependent upon and work your way through. Okay, and you're going to do that as part of your real life gradual exposure practice, and you write this down into your worksheet.